How's Rossi?
Very fat.
He's fat?
Yeah, dude, 220.
What's going on?
I don't know, dude. It's bad. Welcome back, everybody, to episode... We just talked about this. 43.
43.
Right? 43 of the Movie ReBrew podcast. I'm your host, Keegan Holland, and with me is my co-host, Mike Jennison.
Hello, everyone. How's everyone doing? Awesome.
Pause for response. This is kind of a shotgun, impromptu one, just so we didn't have a 12-hour episode next episode. This episode, we are going to do the news of the week minus the Oscars. We'll be covering that next episode, which we're recording tomorrow. And if Beale Street Could Talk, I'll also just unload the 12 things I watched and played this week in this episode. But yeah, just the one movie this week for us, and it's only me and you.
Back to our roots.
Yep. You have the news, right?
Yeah.
Okay. No beer, just because we're doing one tomorrow. And what would you even pair with if Beale Street Could Talk?
I'll get a New Orleans beer.
Oh,
New Orleans beer.
Right? Isn't Abita a New Orleans brewery?
I don't know.
I think we had their peach.
That is. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
There's a lot of news this week.
Abita Springs, Louisiana. All right, yeah. So yeah, let's get into the news.
Good evening. I'm Will McAvoy.
And I'm Evan Baxter, and here's what's making news.
Good evening. I'm Ron Burgundy, and this is what's happening in your world tonight.
I'm just going to shoot from the hip.
All right.
Okay. So the one thing I saw today was they're only going to have two songs at the Academy Awards.
Performed.
The performed. Kendrick Lamar's song and Lady Gaga's Shallow. So yeah, only those two songs. There's also the RBG one that's performed by Jennifer Hudson. There's a song from Ballad of Buster Scruggs that's the number from Ballad of Buster Scruggs.
Yeah.
Tim Blake Nelson sings. And then there's also the fifth one is from Mary Poppins. Emily Blunt sings. So, yeah, I mean, and Mary Poppins made a lot of money, so that's odd.
That is
Jennifer
strange.
Hudson is, a beloved figure,
Right.
great voice, and she's singing for a original song from RBG. So I imagine it's like a uplifting, powerful song.
Yeah.
I'd enjoy seeing that. And the Ballad of Buster Scruggs song is an absolute jam.
Yeah, that's one of the highlights of a movie I didn't really like. And I would love to see Tim Blake Nelson get up on stage after Lady Gaga, Kendrick, and Jennifer Hudson perform.
You save that song for last, and you have him sing it right before the Best Picture is announced.
That'd be incredible. Only way he could possibly do it.
Only way you could possibly do it.
He'd upstage all these incredible performers.
So many people, so confused. It's 11:45 at night. You just want to hear the Best Picture, and Tim Blake Nelson goes up there and sings a song for 5 minutes. Oh,
That's hilarious. Yeah, that's a bummer. I mean, those are two huge names that they're getting, but yeah, I would love to see, especially Tim Blake Nelson, but yeah, Emily Blunt perform. I guess I'll give more thoughts on that category next episode, because I'm not really familiar with the nominations so far. I haven't really checked them out, but there are some surprising snubs in that category.
There's some surprising snubs everywhere, but I guess we will get to that next pod.
Yeah.
The next bit of, but I think we can both say that they want to shorten the Academy Awards, and I agree. But taking out the live performances doesn't seem like the best way to do it.
No, that's always a highlight for me. What you take out is the theater gag and the jet ski. That's the stuff you remove. You don't take away highlighting the artists that you're. The whole reason that they're at the ceremonies to honor them and show off their talent. But what do I know?
I don't know. The Academy Awards are dead. Okay. Yeah. Bryan Singer is still going to be the director of that movie. Do you know what that movie's called?
Red Sonja, right?
Red Sonja. I believe it's a comic book.
I have no idea. I never heard of it. I thought he was dead. I didn't realize he was still getting work. I'll look it up real quick.
This was news to me today. There's new allegations coming out against him. He denies it. We're not going to get into that. But basically, he was taking down the Me Too movement last year, was pulled off from Bohemian Rhapsody for a lot of reasons. But most of the reasons were based on these allegations that came up last November. And he has a history of all this stuff. It's pretty bad stuff too. So that's just really weird that they would give him work. And he got signed on in September, and they're still sticking with him,
Yeah,
even with all the allegations.
That's a poor choice. Red Sonja is a remake. There was a 1985 movie. Not good reviews.
Animated movie, I think.
No, it looks like it's a Conan the Barbarian ripoff, but with a woman.
15% Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah, not great.
I'm sure it's a cult classic.
Maybe. Do you know who's making this?
I do not.
Oh yeah, it's based on a comic.
Not E24. Can rule that out safely.
Oh my god. So I'm just looking at the Business Insider article. Bryan Singer will direct a Red Sonja movie for Millennium Films, so not a big studio, based on a comic book character who survives a sexual assault. That seems to be in poor taste.
Jesus. Oh, please.
Yeah.
He's going to get pulled off that movie in like 2 weeks, but just do it right now.
Yeah, the uproar is going to be enough, I think, but where's your head at?
Rami Malek said he didn't know that Bryan Singer had all these allegations. I believe that. I don't think anyone really knew until like November of last year. So don't crucify Rami Malek. All right.
And I think Bryan Singer was fired from Bohemian Rhapsody even before that stuff came out, because him and Rami Malek butt heads a lot on set. Like, he threw something at Rami Malek. Bryan Singer didn't show up for like 2 weeks to set. Like, after Thanksgiving, he just didn't report to set. So I think it was more that is why he got fired, and then it kind of helped that a couple days later all this stuff came out about him. Did you know the guy that took over on Bohemian Rhapsody is doing Rocket Man, the Elton John movie?
Really?
Yeah.
Looks super similar.
It does. I'm sure it's going to be just as shallow and just a puff piece, basically.
And I'm okay with that. I have nothing against Bohemian Rhapsody. It just shouldn't be getting this much love.
Correct.
The next bit of news, Nicolas Cage will nab. He's going to lead. Let's restart this. Nicolas Cage is going to star in Colors of Out. Let's take 3. Nicolas Cage will star in the sci-fi thriller Color Out of Space. The producers of Mandy are behind this.
Oh, cool.
And it's some famous director.
It's like Elijah Wood. I think he produced Mandy.
Richard Stanley. He's directing
No
his first movie in 20 years.
Yeah, so I talked about this the other week. The Island of Dr. Moreau documentary I watched.
Yeah.
That's him.
He co-wrote it, yeah.
Yeah. This dude is a maniac, and him and Nicolas Cage together could be magic.
Everyone's pumped for it. I don't know enough about it, but apparently, yeah. Seeing your reaction, too. People are excited.
That's huge. Yeah, I'm super pumped for that now.
That's exciting. See, is Nick and Night really on... Is The Office really on Nick and Night? Just going through our favorites right now. Is that
Probably.
true?
Wait, I didn't favorite that.
I did. I know there's some bit of news here I wanted to get at.
Oh, Producers Guild Awards? Didn't those happen?
Oh, Producers Guild Awards came out, and Green Book won.
Wow.
Can you believe that? It won Best Picture.
So your favorite writer, David Elric, he hates Green Book.
Hates it.
I'm surprised the narrative on this movie has shifted as much as it has. People hate this movie now. This is a quicker turnaround than Black Panther.
Yeah. I don't get the hate for it. You could say it's like a generic plot because it is, but I think both those acting performances are so great that I have nothing against this movie at all.
No, I mean I really think very highly of it.
Yeah, it will be my top 10 next week or 2 weeks. But
is it 2 weeks away?
No, it's next week, but it's gonna be 2 episodes away.
Oh, okay.
It's next. It's a week from today. But yeah, that is really weird. And I guess Green Book does have a chance to win though. It's either that, Roma or Black Klansman maybe.
It's crazy how far A Star Is Born has fallen.
It's dead.
It is so dead.
It's dead. Whatever. Yeah. I mean, I'm not.
I guess we'll talk about this next episode. Spider-Man's a lock, by the way.
Oh, to win?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's won every single award.
Incredibles 2 came out too early.
Dude, I don't remember it. It has no staying power at all. Like, I could, run through my head all of Incredibles 1. I don't know one beat of Incredibles 2, like, at all. Good movie.
Someone who has my, huh? Yeah, it's a good movie. Someone who has my Hulu account is watching all of the vampire movies. What are those called?
Oh, Twilight?
Someone on my Hulu account watch all the Twilight movies.
Wasn't me.
I know.
Promise you
I
that.
don't know who it could be.
No one stepped forward?
No one stepped forward. Cowards.
Yeah,
If you're
cowards.
listening, you're a coward. Okay, so The Trip's getting its third movie. This is a movie that came up in our podcast like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And then they announced it's getting a third one.
I didn't know there was a second one.
I'm excited for it. Haven't seen the first two.
Well, that's like me and John Wick. I'm pumped for John Wick 3. Haven't seen 1 or 2.
You and John Wicks?
Yeah, I haven't
what
seen
you
any of
said?
the John Wicks, but I'm pumped
But
for
you're
John
excited?
Wick 3. Yeah.
Okay, here's I'm interested to get your take on this. So Steve Carell has ruled out an Office reunion, but he's teaming back up with Greg Daniels to do a Netflix comedy called Space Force. What are your thoughts on that?
Hate it. I hate all this Trump stuff.
Yeah, I agree with what you're saying. All the Trump stuff is overdone, and it's not funny anymore. I hope this isn't like bashing Trump or like Trump jokes. Hope maybe it's just funny that there's something there with the Space Force that you can make a joke. And Steve
else
Carell's
is-
still funny.
Yeah. What else has Greg Daniels done?
Parks and Rec, right?
No, it's Michael Schur.
King of the Hill.
It's just those two?
Guy can't miss. Parks and Rec.
Oh. When I think of The Office and Parks and Rec, I think Michael Schur. I attribute it way more to him than to Greg Daniels.
Wikipedia page. Here we go. Yeah, created by Michael Schur and Greg Daniels. They created both.
There you go.
I mean,
I
is
don't
it
know.
going to be like set up the way,
Like a
like
mockumentary.
a mockumentary? I mean,
I imagine it will be.
is this worse than doing a reunion? I'm talking myself as I talk, but I don't know. I'll watch it. It seems like 10 episodes long and 30-minute episodes.
What's it on? Netflix?
Netflix.
Yeah, I'll probably watch it, but I don't know. I don't really care.
I get that. That's fine. That's a good take to take, but
That's why I took it.
all right. A24 announced that it's signed Sophie Coppola and Bill Murray's new movie, Rocks, and it'll start shooting this spring. Have you seen Lost in Translation?
I have not. When they say the new Bill Murray Sofia Coppola movie, so have they done more than just that?
They also did A Very Murray Christmas.
Oh, really? I didn't know that was her.
Yeah, that is her. I didn't know it was her until I read this article. But it's cute. I'm seeing a picture of Sophie Coppola when she's 15 holding a signed frame picture of Bill Murray in her room. That's adorable. Yeah, I'm interested to see what they're going to do. I think it's based off of it's not based off anything, but it just sounds very much like Lost in Translation, which is good because it's a good movie. And it's been almost 15 years since that movie came out. So I'm excited for them to team up again. And I love Bill Murray, as everyone else in America does.
Yeah. I'm not excited, but that's probably because I haven't seen Lost in Translation, so.
Yeah, when you watch Lost in Translation, you're not going to like it that much.
Nice.
Then like 3 weeks will go by and you'll be like, I love that movie. It's one of those.
Okay.
I think you'd like it, actually.
I'll get to it. It's been on the list forever.
That might be it. Want to talk about the Spider-Man trailer?
Yeah, let's talk about the Spider-Man trailer.
I've seen it. So
That's good. Usually you miss those things. I mean, I'm already in. I'm surprised they released it already, though, because it kind of spoils that he survives the snap. But I guess we knew that it was being made, so I'm just surprised they released it so early, because it's like 7 months out? Something like that?
yeah, that is really weird. Obviously, we knew he was going to survive the snap, but you just see the MCU and everything's fine. So
Right, yeah. I guess they were going to show... I'm not sure how much in talks Sony and Marvel are at this point. If Sony's just kind of doing their own thing with Spider-Man or what. But you think if it was up to Disney that they would have waited. Because Avengers is like 3 months away. Release it like a week after that movie comes out. I don't know.
yeah,
It
you
seems
still
like
have
weird.
2 months of build-up. You don't need 7 months. Everyone knows this movie's coming out.
Right. It's Spider-Man,
Yeah.
How'd you feel about Gyllenhaal's role? Does that get you excited? I know you're a big Gyllenhaal fan.
I love Gyllenhaal. Does it get me excited? The city of London is getting me the most excited for this movie.
It
Everything
takes
else
place in London, Prague, and like Rome, maybe. Like they go all over the place.
See, I miss London and I miss Prague, so that is exciting, I guess.
That helps. Yeah.
It's a summer trip, and they're
Yeah.
backpacking across Europe, so that's cute.
Mhm.
But I'm probably more excited to watch Mission Impossible for that reason than this.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, whatever. I think it's a little different that it takes place in London.
Right.
And Gyllenhaal, I don't know. He's a really good actor, so as long as he doesn't phone it in, he might be one of the better villains.
Yeah, and it seems like he wouldn't take this role, I don't think, unless he could like really do something with it.
Yeah, it's really surprising he's in one of these movies.
Yeah, because he's avoided this forever.
Yeah.
He's always been in the weird Denis Villeneuve movie. He hasn't been in. And when his last time he did something big, like Prince of Persia?
Yeah, I mean,
Like
he's
15
just like
years ago?
he's like in Nightcrawlers. He's in
Prisoners, Enemy, you know, like
what was that book that book inside a book movie
Donnie Darko?
with Amy Adams?
Oh, Nocturnal Animals.
Nocturnal Animal.
Right.
It's weird stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, now he's
Yeah,
doing this.
Nick Fury's back. I'm excited for this. I think they released it too early, but I'm in. Speaking of Gyllenhaal, though, did you see that other trailer that came out?
For what?
Velvet Buzzsaw, his new Netflix movie?
No.
I think it's with the same guy that did Nightcrawler.
Oh.
It looks bizarre, to say
Well,
the least.
Nightcrawler is bizarre, so that makes sense.
But this is, like, really weird. Like, that movie is unsettling, but it seems like it's, like, the real world. This is just, like, banana land. Yeah, you should watch it after this. It's weird.
I also mentioned Mission Impossible a couple minutes ago. Did you hear the news of Mission Impossible?
No.
About Mission Impossible?
No.
Oh, you didn't?
Oh, yeah, I did. Chris McQuarrie is doing 2 more.
Back to back.
Yeah.
2022 and 2023? Or 2021, 2022?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how I feel about this. I mean, he hasn't missed yet, but I think one of the great things about the Mission Impossible franchise is that someone new takes over, like, every time. The first one is a De Palma movie. The fourth one's a Brad Bird movie. Like, you can tell a director's imprint on each individual movie. And McQuarrie's was weird because it was a 2-parter. Like, he told his story. I don't know why he's getting 2 more. It seems like what he wanted to do, he's already done. But he hasn't missed yet, and I think 6 is probably the best in the franchise. So until he misses, I guess keep it rolling.
I am surprised by that, too, for that same reason. I've never seen one of these. How about that? But that will change this week. You going to
watch it?
Really, yeah, I have to watch it. It might be your number 1 movie or number 2 or whatever, so I have to watch it. But Mission Impossible is weird because the first 3 movies aren't considered that good, correct? Maybe the first one's considered good, but the
first one is. Third one is like okay, but then 4, 5, and 6 are like really. It's really got. They got to figure it out what the movies could be.
Which is interesting because you don't see that. I can't think of another example of that. So that's
Fast
interesting.
and the Furious, I guess.
I guess that's true.
Yeah.
I feel like those weren't that popular, and all of a sudden they popped.
Right. Well, a big thing, it goes back to the directors, is that Mission Impossible 2 is just like straight up a John Woo movie. So it's just like ridiculous as hell. Doves everywhere, motorcycles everywhere. And that's what kind of derailed it a bit. So, I don't know. I feel like other franchises don't really have as much director influence like that, I guess.
I forgot J.J. Abrams did the number 3.
Yeah.
Pretty impressive.
He has a weird filmography.
He does.
He's
all
everywhere.
over the place.
Yeah.
And nothing's really that good. How about that take? But yeah, I don't know. It's regarded. I mean, they're regarded as great action movies. I haven't seen them all, but I get it. They're not gonna stop making Mission Impossible, so.
No, until Tom Cruise literally dies on set, they'll keep making him.
Which will happen.
Oh yeah,
It's gonna be up.
It's the only proper way he can go out.
I mean, because he's not going to age. He will still do this.
Have you seen the video of him breaking his leg on the set of the last one?
No.
Oh, it's disgusting.
I mean, did they have to stop filming then for like a month?
Yeah, for a couple of weeks. It's on St. Paul Cathedral in London. He like jumps a building and just snaps his leg
Oh my
on the building. But
How
keep
does
the
it-
scene
whatever,
or
that's-
keep that scene in the movie or that shot.
Wow.
Yeah.
For the record, it's 2021 and 2022. They
Okay.
are filming them. All right, that's it for my news. You got anything?
No, I didn't do jack shit. Let's
There
get
was
to
a lot of news this week.
If Beale Street Could Talk.
You can't handle the truth.
She's gone from suck to blow.
Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
Directed by Barry Jenkins, most famous for Moonlight. This is his first movie since Moonlight, and fun fact, he wrote them back to back at a coffee shop in Belgium in one summer.
So cool.
Isn't that insane?
So cool. Guy's my hero.
He just like took a trip to Europe and every morning woke up, went to the same coffee shop, and just busted out 2 screenplays nominated for Academy Awards. Just,
And they might both win.
I know, it's insane. Guy's a legend.
Guy's a legend, and this is, I've never read the book, but this does feel like a very good book adaptation, doesn't it?
Yeah, especially because James Baldwin, like, none of his stories are, like, very plot heavy. They're just, like, emotionally driven, and I feel like he captures that so well. Because, like, there isn't really much to this movie at all.
No, really not.
I should say...
It's a lot easier to get a...
Go ahead,
Go on.
sorry.
It's a lot easier to capture that feeling in a book because you can literally write out the character's emotion, you know?
Right.
Get
Yeah.
inside their head. Or in a movie, you have to film it. So that's why Barry Jenkins, now, I guess his trademark is those seductive close-ups of his characters. And, yeah, he's able to capture the emotion with just awkward close-ups, you know? Like jarring
Yeah.
almost. But, it really works into the movie.
What I was going to say was, I mean, we both like Moonlight, right? I don't think either of us is super high on it.
No, it would have been in my top 10 that year, but it would have been like low 10s, like 8 or 9 or something.
Yeah.
But
like,
yeah.
I respect the hell out of it. It's
Yes.
so pretty. But I don't know, it just really wasn't for me. I didn't love the last third of it.
Act 1 is awesome. Probably my
Yes.
favorite 30 minutes of movies that year, but
Yeah.
everything else kind of falls off.
So going into this, I wasn't super excited. I mean, I knew that this guy is just a wizard, but I didn't really. I don't know. I wasn't juiced for it. But man, it's good. It's really good.
It's really cute. I love her
dude,
yellow. I love her
so-
yellow.
I don't know if I was specifically asked this question or if I just like heard it on a podcast, but it was like, who is your favorite film couple of all time? And I never really had an answer. This might now be my answer.
Wow.
I love them. they're adorable. They're just the best.
Yeah, and I agree. It almost felt theatrical, this movie, for whatever reason. It was so just like, I don't know. It felt like it was just like high art. I don't know why it felt like that, but it did. Everyone was talking kind of with like an old accent.
Yeah.
This movie takes place in the 60s, right?
60s or 70s. I couldn't really get a feel for it.
It felt like it was a magical time. Yeah, and she wore those beautiful yellow dresses and shawls and stuff. It just made her glow. She literally glowed off the screen.
I know. A late entry into Bay of the Year. Not what you predicted with Regina King, but Kiki Lane, I think her name is.
Yeah, well, as the movie's progressing, I'm like, I think this is Keegan's Bay of the Year.
Oh yeah, for sure. She's the best. She's adorable. But yeah, she hasn't. I don't think they've really been in anything. So this is a great coming out party for her.
Yeah, she's
And then-
terrific in it.
Yeah, so like the main cast is kind of nobodies besides Regina King, but the fringe cast is insane. Franco, Ed Skrein,
Dave
Diego
Franco.
Luna, and Pedro Pascal are each in it for about 30 seconds. But
Dave Franco's cameo is just bad. I think it's bad casting.
yeah, it took me out of the movie for sure.
Me and my brother both started cracking up laughing. No one was in the theater with us. We both started cracking up laughing. We turned to each other and goes, why the hell did they get Dave Franco?
Yeah, each of them. I mean, some of those guys are small. Like Diego Luna was only in Rogue One. Pedro Pascal is most known for Game of Thrones and Narcos. So they're not huge names. And Ed Skrein's from like Deadpool and Game of Thrones. But yeah, so they're not huge names. So I doubt they wouldn't take many people out of the movie. But Dave Franco was like, what the hell is this?
Yeah, okay. I was wondering where I knew the bartender from.
Yeah, he's from Rogue One.
I thought he was in. Is he in a Fonso Cuarón movie too? Is he in one of those Spanish movies?
He might be. He's Mexican.
Yeah,
so
I think he's in one of those guys' movies too.
Yeah.
Because I was thinking it was something like that, but it's definitely Rogue One. But I feel like he's in something else too. He probably is in one of those movies. But
yeah,
everyone's fantastic in this movie though. I love the dad. That was my favorite.
God. I hope it's a boy.
I know. Every time he was on screen, I smiled and laughed, and he was stealing scenes.
Yeah, that's my favorite line delivery of the year. Either that or we're all legends.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Also, the coolest scene of the year was when the guy's getting his cigarette lit. Whatchamacallit?
Brian Tyree Henry?
Yeah.
There's another fringe guy that just shows up.
Yeah, he's also in Widows. And
he's in so much shit this year.
Yeah, it's true. And as it's getting lit, he just points his finger when it's ready when he's done with it. Did you see that?
Yeah.
That was so smooth.
That was sick.
I always want to start smoking cigs and bum cigs up just to do that. That's how awesome that was.
Yeah. I mean, there's not really much we can talk about spoilers because it's just like this girl gets pregnant and her husband wrongly goes to prison.
And then it's the aftermath of them trying to deal with it.
Yeah. It's told in a way where there's a lot of flashbacks as well. I think it unfolds just so perfectly. It's not chronological, but do
you want to get into spoilers?
I guess we should score it first.
Okay, let's score it first. I am going to say that I felt like the last 30 minutes of this movie were underwhelming, though.
Yes,
I feel like it kind of
fair.
sputtered out.
Yeah.
For that reason, I'm giving this movie an 8.5. But okay. I will say, I think it's my favorite production design of the year, and it was just such a pretty movie to watch.
Yes.
Like the closest thing I've seen since La La Land, from that perspective, in last 2 years. So yeah, I'll give it an 8.5. And a thumbs up. Would I watch again? I think I would. I want to read the book more so. And I would recommend it to most people, but not you gotta like a little artsier stuff.
Yeah.
So, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it an 8, thumb up. I would watch it again, and I'd recommend it to just about everyone. One of my favorite scenes this year was when they tell the boyfriend's family that they're having a kid, and the way the two parents take it, the dad is super happy and the mom freaks out. Some of the lines that the sister, the disses she gives to the sisters, oh my god, I was dying laughing. They were so good. I can't say any of them because 1, I'm white, and 2, I'm an American, so I can't say the C word, but man, they were so good.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. The first hour I was in, and it was flying by. So is that why you gave it an 8? Because you felt like the ending kind of sputtered out?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And also, I guess before we get into spoilers too, I'm surprised Regina King, of all people in this movie, is getting love.
I was gonna bring it up. I think she's the 4th best actor in this movie.
Yeah, I was very underwhelmed. I mean, Daddy Daycare changed my life. I love Regina King, but very underwhelmed with her performance.
Yeah, I guess it's a weak supporting here, but it's really not. I mean, Rachel Weisz and Emma Stone and Amy Adams are much more deserving of love than Regina King is.
Right.
I like the dad a lot. I know it's a pretty strong supporting actor here. Not really. I love the dad. Give me the dad. He's gonna be my who do you wish was in. It's gonna be that guy. I gotta find his name first.
In it much. He has his 2 scenes that he totally steals, but what more is she in though? Regina King's not in it much more than he is.
They both get the same amount of screen time. I want to say. She's a little more showier scene, but he's got a couple showy scenes, especially at the bar, and then also when she's pregnant and the baby's kicking and stuff. God, I love the dad, and his hair is so cool.
Oh yeah.
Ugh, that
All
line.
Right, let's get into spoilers.
Okay, so the big spoiler. There's not a big spoiler here, but the sex scene. No, Where do you want to begin with this?
Well, I guess this isn't really a spoiler either, but Ed Skrein as the police officer, he kind of felt like he was in a different movie. He felt like a cartoon.
Yeah, I
Didn't
agree.
love that. And then Regina King, when she goes to Puerto Rico, I think that is her showy scene.
Yeah, it is.
But it wasn't very impressive.
No.
Like, what does she really do? Like, she cries, but like, I don't know, this isn't like 1940 where you act stoic and then you cry and you win the best actor award. I don't know. It was a weird. Other than that, she doesn't really do much.
I think it'd be a travesty if she won best
I don't
actress.
think she will.
Supporting
She won the Golden Globe, didn't she?
She won the Globe and she won the Critic, but she's not nominated at the SAGs. Though I do think she's the favorite. I think Amy Adams will pull it out. But I hope so. That's just me being an Amy Adams fangirl over here.
Yeah,
but,
no, me too. That would be unfortunate though if after 6 nominations she wins for Vice, because I think she's done better stuff.
But that's so fitting. What actor wins for their best role? You know?
I just think the best supporting actors this year are either one of the favorite women.
Yeah, but I think they're just canceling each other out, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's fair.
But I'd vote Rachel Weisz. I think she was the best. She was awesome in that. But back to this movie. I just didn't like that scene either. Then she touches the rape victim and stuff. That made me very uncomfortable.
You know what scene was hilarious, but not on purpose? Was when he was in prison and he's like, "What about me? What do you thought about me?" His voice gets so high.
It does. I start chuckling to myself too.
I know. I was cracking up. I was like, "Oh shit! I shouldn't be laughing, but what the hell was that?"
Yeah, that was pretty bad. You might want to edit this out, but I thought this part was funny. When he starts sucking, I'm surprised I can show that on screen. I go,
yeah, I'll edit that out.
yeah.
So a movie that, like, I don't know. I think I expected this to be like a very race-driven movie. Like, I was waiting for, like, there's the Ed Skrein police parts, but like he's not yelling the N-word. It's just like, I just feel like that wasn't the drive of the movie, which I actually appreciated. I feel like I wasn't being lectured to. It was just like, this is their lives. You know, they go on dates. They have their kid. I don't know, it's just a cute movie, which I didn't really expect.
And I think you brought up the way that it was told was perfect.
Yeah.
And that's why off the top of my head, I think this is the best adapted screenplay. I think this is a great screenplay. Barry Jenkins is a wizard at that.
Right.
2 movies in, like, they're both just really well done, and just the way he can tell a story is totally different than anyone else. There's so much things I want to say about this movie, but okay, so I guess we should get into the actual trial and all that stuff. Did you ever think that he was going to get out of jail at any point during this movie?
Also, the lawyer is from The Big Short, another ridiculous fringe character. No, I don't know. I was just surprised that I guess there's no resolution.
No, and they say there's a plea deal. You know what the plea deal is.
You don't know how long he's locked away.
And what does the child write on the paper?
He just draws a picture of Dad coming home.
Oh, that's really sad. Yeah, the baby is the kid is so cute.
So cute.
And they are so cute together as kids. Oh my god.
They did some great casting for the children. Like, the kid looks just like the grown version.
I know. Where'd they find those people?
I don't know.
God, Barry.
I guess to further talk about the race thing, like, it comes up with Franco, but Franco's just a really nice guy. It comes up with.
But I don't know if Franco delivers the line poorly, or it's just a corny line, and that made me uncomfortable.
Yeah, I was happy that it wasn't them facing racism at every turn. Like, the shopkeeper comes out and helps them. They didn't, like, kick him out. You know, it was just like, thank God.
Yeah. I mean, it was the crooked cop. I guess we see that a lot, but I mean, it is the story. It is the book it's based off of. So I don't. Yeah. I mean, it made me feel really shitty. That's for sure. Mm-hmm. With that whole thing. Yeah, so basically, the crooked cop just wanted to throw that guy in jail. He found a rape victim, and then he basically just said, hey, this was the guy, and she just believes it, right?
Yeah. I guess it didn't become... Like, he got screwed at every turn, but it never, like, felt overwhelming to me. Like, sometimes I would just check out, like Gravity. You know, it's like, oh my god, like what more shit can this person get into? Like, and he was getting screwed like often with one, him getting framed, two, the lady lying, and then fleeing to Puerto Rico. But it never was like, oh my god, can this guy catch a break? I guess I was just locked in and didn't really care.
I think because it was just so much more than just him getting out of jail. It was them two, you know?
Yeah.
And what the nice thing was is that the way it was told is that you saw those cute scenes of them together throughout the whole entire movie.
Right, yeah,
you know?
that's the saving grace. Because if it was told chronologically, it's just despair for the last half of the movie.
It's the worst. And the last scene is kind of cute.
In the prison, right?
In the prison.
Yeah.
It kind of ends.
It was very cute.
I want more closure, maybe. Maybe I'm being unfair. How is this movie supposed to end? How is this?
Him, like, getting out, but I don't know. I guess it's not the story he's trying to tell.
Yeah. It just seemed like there needed to be a little more drama in that third act. I needed that scene with Regina King to be a little bit different or something, you know?
Yeah.
She was in Puerto Rico for like half a minute, and that was it. Maybe I need more of the dad in the third act. He kind of vanished on me. That was too bad. I did love his top hat, though.
Him raising money by stealing those coats never really goes anywhere.
No. Every storyline is kind of putters out.
Right.
He talks to the guy at the bar. He's like, we got to start getting money. And then there's one half a montage where they're stealing coats.
Yeah.
But he wears the cutest top hat in that scene. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
My heart was breaking watching him do that scene. But yeah, like that there was no drama there.
No.
It was just unfortunate. We should talk about the score, though. Actually, I love the score. That violin is awesome.
Yeah.
It got nominated, so
that's good.
Yeah, guess that's my big gripe with it. But all in all, very good flick.
Yeah, I really liked it. I was very surprised.
I never see Beale Street though.
Beale Street is, well, the opening quote is, I'm going to say we, but the we that's implied is African Americans. The quote's like, we all grew up on Beale Street. Beale Street's a place that exists everywhere of like hardships, but like community or something. I don't know, something like that.
Yeah.
So like it takes place in New York, but the real Beale Street is in New Orleans.
New Orleans. So it does take place in New York.
Yeah.
The whole entire time I was thinking, man, this really looks like New York, not New Orleans.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I guess I'm done with this movie. I think I have more to say. Do you have anything else to say?
No, I don't. I forgot to take notes, but yeah, I liked it more than I thought I would.
Definitely. I was dreading seeing this movie, and I really enjoyed it. Happy I saw it. Wish it got nominated now. So.
Did it get nominated for Best Picture?
It did not.
What?
Yeah.
Did he get nominated? Barry Jenkins?
Huh? No. Adapted screenplay only. Yeah.
It just got screenplay?
Got screenplay, score, and best supporting actress.
Oh my god.
Didn't get production design.
What?
Or cinematography.
What? Oh my god, what the hell? I guess I should look at these nominations, huh?
You should look at these nominations before tomorrow, yes.
Yeah, I definitely should.
Please do.
Okay.
So, Keegan, what'd you watch this week?
I watched a bunch, because it's been like 10 days or something since our last recording.
Yes.
The Brooklyn Nine-Nine had a very funny Hitchcock and Scully episode.
I heard about it. I haven't watched it yet.
The
I'm gonna watch it tomorrow.
Is just so good for young Hitchcock and Scully. I watched Good Time, which was the winner of my Biggest Regret Missing award last year.
Oh, with John Cooney?
No,
not
Robert
the right
Pattinson.
name. Oh, I've seen that movie.
You have?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really good. It's
super good.
He's a really good actor, which I would have never guessed after the Twilight movies.
Have you seen the trailer for that sci-fi A24 movie he's doing?
No.
Oh, you're gonna love it. Comes out this spring.
Oh, sweet. Yeah, I'm now a big Robert Pattinson
it's
fan.
like, yeah. It's the only thing I've seen him in, I think, and he's really good in it.
Yeah, and that movie is beautifully shot and lit, and the guy that plays the brother is the director, writer, stars in it, did the sound and the editing, which is just ridiculous. Like, he has his fingerprints all over the movie.
That movie's edited awesome, too.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, Robert Pattinson is just an absolute wrecking ball that ruins the life of every person he comes in contact with. And that's the entire movie. Like, he just cannot make the right decision at all. But it's a hell of a watch.
It's basically an hour and 20 minutes car chase. I mean, not car chase, but a guy running from the cops.
Yeah.
Like, every single
really
person would
loses-
like this movie.
Yeah. It never really loses the intensity that it starts out with.
No. It's
Yeah.
awesome.
I watched You Were Never Really Here. Came out this year.
Those feel similarly...
Yeah. I watched them back-to-back days. And yeah, just like Robert Pattinson, Walking Penis is just a force. And I love how, I guess their home invasion scenes kind of things are shot where you don't see the action, you just see the aftermath of this dude on a mission, and him just like working up the levels of these apartments and homes. I just thought that was so well shot with the music coming in and out and stuff. I thought that was very well done.
The man's building up a potato in this one. Walking Penis. Bulk. Just fat bulk.
Oh yeah, he's huge.
Yeah, he's massive.
Unit.
Yeah.
Yes, I like that one a lot. It's dark and gory, but I liked it. It's quick too. It's an hour and a half.
Those movies are. I think that's like that's this year's Good Times. I think.
Yeah.
The way, just I mean, for some reason those movies feel similar. Maybe it's the length. Maybe it's one man. I'm like, yeah, it makes sense. They feel similar.
Yeah.
Right.
I watched
Go.
Death of
I recommend
Stalin.
both those though.
I'm sorry.
You did? I might
What
watch
did you
that
say?
after this podcast. I said I recommend both those movies.
Okay, I cut you off like 6 different times. Yeah, me too.
It's fine.
I watched Death of Stalin, which is from the creator of Veep, which I haven't seen, but I imagine probably similar humor. The comedy doesn't really kick off until about 30 minutes in, but then it's just hilarious. Like, I was sitting watching it by myself, like, laughing, like, belly laughing.
Yeah, I'm really excited for this movie.
I don't think the humor is, like, consistent throughout, but when it hits, it's hilarious. Yeah, I think you'll like it. It's hard to keep track of people's names because they all sound very similar and very Russian. But one thing I love about this movie is Steve Buscemi is just doing an American accent, even though he plays like a high Russian official. Jeffrey Tambor is just doing an American accent. Like, no one even tries to do a Russian accent, which I think is just hilarious.
That is hilarious. And Steve Buscemi is just naturally funny looking.
Yes. Yeah, he's great in this movie.
Damn, I know Buscemi was in it. Fuck.
Yeah, it's like Buscemi, Sven Isaacs, Jeffrey Tambor, and then a bunch of just random people. What else did I watch? And then I watched both the Fire Festival documentaries on Hulu and Netflix. They're both very different. Hulu kind of tackles... It's kind of a critique of millennials and social media and marketing. And the Netflix one is more of just a deep dive into the festival itself. I recommend both of them. They're very interesting, and I remember that happening and just being like, this looks like it's the coolest thing of all time, and then it just falling so hard. And yeah, it's a really cool dive into the guy that is behind it being just an absolute con artist. But yeah, I recommend those. They're both like an hour and a half. The weird thing about the Netflix one, though...
What'd you say?
The weird thing about the Netflix one, though, is that it's co-produced by Jerry Media, who did the advertising for the festival. So it kind of seems like it's maybe a PR stunt and them trying to save face, but it's still a good documentary.
What's the recommended watching? Hulu first, then Netflix, or Netflix and Hulu? I think Netflix on Hulu beats on what you said.
Yeah, Netflix first and then Hulu. I did the opposite, but Netflix first.
Okay.
And the one with Hulu actually features Billy McFarland, who is behind all of it. Like an interview with him.
Huh.
And he's just lying through his teeth the entire time.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's sick. I've read the story. I read the Wikipedia page today at work, and pretty interesting stuff.
Yeah.
Ja Rule is behind it too, I heard.
Yeah, Ja Rule. Ja Rule is more featured in the Netflix one.
Is Ja Rule to be blamed for this? What's your verdict on Ja Rule?
Yeah. Fuck Ja Rule.
Man.
And then I finally beat all the DLC for Spider-Man. Not worth the money. Wasn't very good. I restarted God of War, and I'm playing Celeste. If you have Xbox Live, Celeste is free in pretty much every end of the year top 10 for video games. It was like either God of War or Red Dead, but Celeste was always like the third spot. It's an amazing 2D side scroller. It's hard as shit, but every mistake you make is your fault, not the game's fault. And you learn, and you die and revive pretty quickly, so you can gain muscle memory and figure it out. It's an awesome game. And I'm going to watch True Detective Season 3. Came out, I think, 2 weeks ago. Mahershala Ali. Haven't started it yet, but excited too.
I heard it's not that good.
Really? I've heard kind of the opposite, but...
Caroline said it's not that good, but what does she know?
Right. Okay. After my 15-minute monologue, how about you, Mike?
I think the only thing I watched since our last podcast is Leave No Trace, which can't be true, but I can't think of anything else. It just can't be right.
What is Leave No Trace?
That's that movie that takes place in the woods, got 100% Rotten Tomatoes. Runs Captain Fantastic a lot. Based off a book. Not Chris Foster. Who's the guy from Hell or High Water?
Oh, Ben Foster.
Ben Foster stars in it. So basically, it's him and his daughter live off the grid, and they're trying to get away from the government, who's trying to find them. But it's a little different than that. I mean, it's not like a thriller. It's not really a thriller. You know, it's kind of more of a day in the life kind of movie. But it's cute. She's really good in it. She's about 15 relationships. Really cute. It's an interesting look on society. If you've seen Captain Fantastic and you like Captain Fantastic, watch Leave No Trace. They're both very similar. If you like nature, if you've ever been interested in living off the grid, watch Leave No Trace and Captain Fantastic. Ben Foster's really good in it. People said that the director in this movie should have got Best Director nomination. She's a female. That's what was like the big push, oh, why was this movie getting no love? Because it's by a female director, yada, yada, yada. Yeah. I don't know if there's any truth to that, but this movie is really good. It might make my top 10. I really liked it. So, yeah, I'd recommend it. It's free on Amazon.
Oh, sweet. I'll add that to the list.
Yeah, it's good. And that's all I watched, I guess. That can't be right, but that's all I can think of. So,
all right. Cool. So next week, or not next week, well, for you it'll be next week. For us, tomorrow, we're doing, the Oscars nominations recap. I'll finally look at those. First Reformed, the Ethan Hawke movie, which I was surprised by. It took a turn that I was not expecting.
Yeah.
Straight plot-wise, I wasn't really expecting.
And then
we're doing Roma, which I still have to watch, and I am dreading.
Keegan's going to hate it. Okay.
Have you watched it yet?
Yeah, I watched it.
Any just quick thoughts for me?
Just watch it, man.
Am I gonna like it?
Have no distractions. You gotta sit in front of that TV and just eat it. Just eat that 2 hours.
God.
I don't know, man. I don't know how you're gonna take it. I don't know.
I'm gonna cut that.
All right. You should.
Right, thanks
all
for
right,
listening.
later, guys.
See you guys next week. Bye.
Gucci.
Sometime you exploded, drop a few lines. When I catch you through the static, Irish goodbye, what a classic. Perennial girl in love once a year. Winter comes, she disappears. Maybe she'll stay.